Great rising, everyone. Great rising. I'll be talking about news. News. The word news. Where does it come from, and how does it affect us? News. Many of us we've been taught so many things, and we don't understand what it means. The word news. N.E.W.S. News.
Hello, Shaman Sia. How are you? Can you hear
I'm
me?
okay. Yes, I can hear you clearly. Good rise.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Happy Saturn Day.
Thank you, and you too. Happy Saturn Day. Where are you based? I think this is the first time that we're talking. So I'm a fellow shaman as well.
Okay.
So I thank you
Blessed
so
be.
much for all your shares. It's wonderful.
Thank you. So, will you like to contribute on the word news?
On the word news.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't read on that yet, so I would let you. I would let you carry on. But if there's anything that I need to, if there's anything I can jump in if there's anything I need to add, if that's okay.
Okay. No problem. The word news is actually referring to the four cardinal points of the universe: North, East, West, and South.
Yeah.
And this word news was where the cross was gotten from. You know, a lot of people think the cross came from the ankh, but it doesn't originate from the ankh. They got the cross from the universe, which is the four cardinal points. And the Son of God that have been crucified on it is the sun, the actual sun that shines from the universe. Because if you look at the four cardinal points, the only thing that sits crucified on these four cardinal points is the sun, which is the sun that shines. So it's been crucified for years there. Nobody notices this. But he's talking about, he's referring to the four cardinal points that aligns with the universe. Eva, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. So I can talk about, I think where the acronym that we use just really often is the center today. So I did my training, my shaman training from a Western perspective. No, not from the Western perspective, but from Indian, the native Indian perspective. So there's the four cardinal points where you're talking about the north, south, and west. So there are different directions in terms of the, as just as you said, these are the directions of the universe, and when you are, and of course, as above, so below as well. So we have those directions on our planet as well. So in terms of shamanic work, we actually use those directions, taking different directions from the Eastern philosophy, or the Eastern philosophy, they use a lot. Taking the direction of the East is quite important. And even in some of the churches, you see where they place their altar. Their altar is placed at a specific angle. So what is the meaning of, what is the importance of placing the altar? And haven't gone into other research, another reading, what is the etymology of altar, alteration? What are they altering on this altar, and what is the significance of that angle that they are actually
You mean
placing the altar on?
the
Altering
altar
the
facing south?
exact, yeah. Is that in the
Okay.
Christian church? That's the Christian church, yeah.
I wouldn't come from the Christian church anyway. I will start from the reason. I will give you everything. First of all, you should ask why was it called news, not east, west, and south? Why is it called news? I was actually expecting that question anyway, but there's a reason why, because most of the things that is controlled within the universe by the system is being controlled by the news, which is the four cardinal points of the universe. All these things have a role to play in our lives if positioned well. Now, if you come to the terms of an altar, in my place, an altar is called Ibinokpabi. There's a reason why. Ibinokpabi means earth frequency. So when you raise an altar, your altar is supposed to be a personification of yourself, physically raised. So your altar is supposed to be yourself. Now, yes, in our spirituality in Afuruka, in shamanism, is somebody will initiate you into the occult of shamanism. My father did that for me when I was very young. I didn't have the decisions on my own, but he did that initiation for me personally. So this initiation is carried out within the day the sun rises on your moon sign, which is the moon. When we say the moon, we mean the months, because they changed it into months. We mean the moons. In Africa, we count the moons. We don't count months. We count moons. So from that day to the full moon, you're supposed to be in the bush, being initiated into shamanism, and everything you eat is being measured. They decide what to give to you. So the terms of being in the south, it is believed that the south represents the spiritual aspect of us within the universe. So we believe that most vibrational frequencies comes from the wave light of the south.
So does that have something? I have a question as well. Does that have something to do with I'm just looking at the astrology of the planet as well, or the astrology, looking at the north and south. I know that the south is more for bringing in the soul, right? That is Cancer, the belt of Cancer or something like that, and then you have the north.
Yes.
So I'm just, when you mentioned that, my consciousness just went to that. So it would be good to just try that in.
So the south is about the recuperation of the spirit as within the human body and the universe. Is a vibration. So when you want to raise your altar.
Sorry, someone, guys, just like and share, please. Like and share so that more people keep knowledge, So follow our brother here. He's really sharing some good knowledge here for people. So you guys, like.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So when you want to raise your altar and you raise it in the south, you're actually incubating. Is like a doom. Have you watched that movie Doom?
I haven't watched it. I didn't say I've watched it, but I've seen the movie Doom.
Yes, that movie explains the human consciousness. It's about the human consciousness, where the doom came down on earth and some people was locked up into the doom. Yes, it's very tricky. You need to look for the movie. If you have the consciousness to get that movie, you will understand what I'm talking about. The South embodies a lot of vibrational frequencies. In the human body, we have 144,000 vibrational frequencies, which is the 144,000 elders in the Bible, in the book of Revelation. So when these vibrational frequencies is divided into two, you have 42, 42, and both of them is divided into the masculine and the feminine part. So most of the high vibrational frequencies comes from the South. That is why the South is very, very important. Do you have any other question?
Could you also talk about the galacticness of our of our spiritual path? So how does that tie into the galaxy? And the reason why I'm asking this question, I also want to add there's something about Star Trek, the galactic system going into that. Can you maybe map that to that?
Okay, I don't believe there is any other galaxy that exists out of the human body, because if they could create an allegory to divert our consciousness from the human body, that means you are the universe itself. So you are the galaxy. Everything about you is talking about the galaxy. The moon, the star, the sun, everything is within you.
Yeah.
And apart from that is vibrations that we can be able to receive. And everything you've been taught, everything NASA told you was just to remove our consciousness from realizing how powerful we are.
I agree with that.
So the galaxy is within us. So in order to understand the galactic part of the universe, you must start from yourself. So if you're able to understand yourself very well, you can be able to relate it with the universe. Because the God exists within you, so it's God consciousness. So if you can tap to the God consciousness, you can be able to relate to the multiverse. So I believe in multiverse, galaxy is within you. So to connect to the multiverse, you must connect to your God self. Yes, it must start from within us first. Yeah, so you were talking about the human hair, how to keep it healthy and all that. You mentioned something like that. Our hair is high vibrational, because when you cut it off, it no longer protects what it's supposed to protect. Some of the currents it draws from the universe into the brain will no longer be possible.
So I shared a post where that came from. Also, I shared a post from my page where this other brother was talking about the hair being the extension of our nervous system. And
yes.
Within that, there's a few questions. There's quite a lot of questions where people are saying, okay, what if I am naturally bald?
Yes.
Well, how does that kind of support the spiritual growth? So my generic question to that is that there's an imbalance in the chemistry of the body, in the biochemistry of the body. And then how do you resolve that if people have baldness from childhood? What would be your advice to them?
Okay, naturally bald head is hereditary.
Yeah.
So when you talk about bald hair, you must actually try to understand it from here that it's hereditary, and the causes of bald hair comes from what we take into the human body. the fruits we eat, vegetables, and all that. If you take a lot of chemicals and you have bald head, it will worsen. Now, bald hair doesn't mean that the hose which grows the hair doesn't exist there. It's still there. But the problem is there is an imbalance within the person's hormones. So if actually the person can eat plant-based food, like the Artel eating, you can grow your hair naturally. You use tuna and all those things. It will grow. I've seen cases where bald hair grow because of your intake of food, what you eat. You just need to change that, because whatever we eat, it affects our body and the hair too. If your hair looks healthy, it's not about what you using to rub it or what you're using to wash it. It's about what you're eating too. It is very important. So this hair can also be used to think, because it keeps memory. It's an extension of the human brain. It charges.
So does that mean that, I want to ask another forward question? I think this is a follow-up question. So at the moment then, does that sort of improve on the intrinsic information that person is getting? For example, compared to those who have hair on as opposed to body?
Yes, I've used that to, I've actually worked on myself to the extent of beginning to notice some changes whenever my hair is low and not locked. If my hair is low and not locked, I have vivid dreams. I tend to not understand. It's not always straight. So when your hair is not grown, you will have vivid dreams you will not understand. It will be very baseless. But when you have hairs and it collects all these energetic frequencies from the universe, it helps your intuition and enlightenment. Like I said before, the hair is an antenna, is an external growth of the pineal gland. So the reason why the hair is there, because it's protecting and charging something. It's like a solar. So that is why in ancient Kemet they call it the disc, the sun disc, because it doesn't project, it absorbs energy from the sun. Hello, Daniel.
Hey guys. Hey. Yeah. I noticed one thing as well. You know, the sun magnified. They do the leap. That was the expansion, because I know they use quite a level.
Daniel, could you speak a lot loud? Could you come to the mic?
Daniel, you're not clear. Your microphone is far from you.
Let me just
Okay.
By the way, guys, like and share, please. Like and share. Tap your screen. Let's give the brother some love.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please like and share. Like I was saying before, we started with news. What the news means, the four cardinal points of the universe, and the reason is being used as news. The reason why they are using this as news is because whatever they are telling us through the social media and through the whatever magazine we watch is just to keep us busy, to keep you busy from actually saying the truth. That's why the news is there, because they have to use the four cardinal points that exist within us, like the elements that exist within us, to actually cast a spell on us. It's just the way it is. If you want to cast a spell on somebody, you must use some of the things that exist within them.
It's really, really important. I think this point and the acronym kind of, it sort of makes sense now in terms of what the mainstream is using, the mainstream aspect of the world, the optical,
yes, because
call that the optic illusion.
Yes, the optic illusion. Yes, very correct. I sometimes find words for it. I'm not educated.
No, it's fine. You don't have to be.
Yes,
No,
but
the
it's
opticness.
optic.
So they're using the news, the four letter word, to
Yes,
actually
yes,
turn. Yeah.
yes. It is the optic illusion, and what they are doing is not actually to tell us the truth, but just to bring a few truth and then multiply it with lies, cover it up with a lot of lies. So
Yeah.
you cannot actually be able to find the truth. Why? Because it's glaring at you every moment. It's just there looking at you.
That's true. That's
It wasn't
perfect.
removed. But it's there.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. So thank you for bringing this out, because the one thing that we see every day and the one thing that we
Yeah.
hear every day is news. So
Yes.
and that creates, because it's a constant reminder. It takes people out of themselves.
Yes,
It
it
takes
creates an
people.
illusion for people
Yeah,
instead of being in reality.
yeah,
It
yeah,
just like praying for heaven while already you are in hell.
yeah. That makes.
As somebody we experience in hell already, why we pray and wait to attain heaven.
Yeah, that makes perfect
So
sense.
so it's just an illusion, optic illusion, just like you
Optic
said. It's very
illusions.
correct. Optic illusion, yes.
If you
It's
talk
very
about the
important.
northern aspect, I might also have the understanding. I just want to clarify my own understanding. So, the northern
Yes,
aspect is where the soul leaves the body, right? And the south is where the soul enters the body.
yes. That is what they call the sleeping paralysis,
Ah,
because it comes from the north. Yes, because the north is fire, is hot, and the soul of man is a flame. It takes some kind of meditation to be able to reach that. The sleeping, when you have the sleeping paralysis, a lot of us think is demon pressing them. So they think, they get scared. I don't know if something like that happened to you. Is a process your soul goes to what they call astral travel. So when you have
yeah.
sleeping paralysis, you get shock. Your body paralyzes. That's because your soul, the spirit, is above the main body. Your body is above the main body, getting ready to travel. So
Travel.
you no longer have the control of the body. So when you try to shout, you will not be able to shout, because what is awake is actually the soul. The spirit is no longer awake. So when you trigger it and force it, you go back, you fall down. That is why
Ah,
after
makes
sleeping
sense.
paralysis, during sleep
Makes
paralysis,
sense.
and when you force it out, it feels like you're falling down inside a hole.
Because
Ah, okay.
So
it
That
it's
makes
your
really makes
that
sense,
spirit
that
because
falling back into the body.
it really
that
makes
makes so
sense
much sense,
because I have
cause
experienced um I've experienced nights where it feels as though my tongues are tied, even though I've seen something. But the play out, what I am
Yes,
seeing in front of myself, it's almost like something that terrorizes me, but my tongues are tied. I can't really. And this was like years ago that I've actually felt that, but not so much now. But I've certainly had experiences like that in the future where I couldn't speak.
yes,
It's
yes.
like
It comes.
when I try to speak, it's like my tongue is garbled.
Yes, it comes from the not aspect of you, which is fire.
so when
Yes.
Dick, I don't know, do you know Dick Gregory? Do you know him?
No, no,
Have you
no,
heard about him? So he's
no.
one of our elders here in the because I'm in London. So
Okay.
there's a lot. We kind of get the impact before after gets here. So I noticed like we suffer from sleep deprivation. That's why we have alarms. That's why we have basically to keep us running because as long as we don't get a little break. And this is where I guess the rest of us jump on bird, because it's only time that we get that little slow that can start thinking. Because people, Bob Marley's been saying it all this time, like it slows you down to have a little thought for yourself. But then if that doesn't not there, you're gonna keep running and not the time. The whole idea even makes sense that they time that is the first heartbeat. So that's why they say second. Like even the words, like the way you said, they covered it, they rebranded it in so many times. And just beautiful. Like even the whole story of the Bible. I mean, it's not a story, but within it, it does tell you the magical things that they did and it's still the point of view. So it also makes sense why the Bantu being on that area, but down here, big rebels sleep. We need to rotate our head to the north. Because the babies naturally they do rotate to the north, but
it's the north. The north is the fire aspect of human being, which is the spirit, because the spirit is a flame. It doesn't have body, so that's why it's from the north. So the Bantu itself, Bantu means body. The meaning of Bantu, Ba means body. Ntu means sound. The sound that comes out of the human body. Bantu. Yes, you know.
This is why again
English. English word was created from the Nile River language. English word. Out of the leg of the R, English comes. So it's all about us.
Speak more on that, please. I want to know more about it.
And what?
How they bridge out the languages.
The beginning of English.
Okay.
From the Nile River, you said.
English was taken from Kemet and Latin.
Okay.
They wouldn't tell you this because it would be elevating you as a black. So nobody would tell you. They remove everything. Yes, they will remove everything.
That's why they locked it in with the alphabet. Like for me, like the whole idea of how I understood that we're in a square box or in their box was the calendar. It locks it. That's where the time, the taxes and everything. But then when you go back home, the way our alphabet in Chewa, for example, from Malawi, Malawi have background. So I noticed that we had Baby, Bobu, Zazi.
Not only that, it's very pronounced in the Igbo people of the Insibidi, the Black Panther Part 2. You will see the Insibidi word on the movie. It's actually expressing African language. The Insibidi is very important because it's the first Nile River language down to the Igbo people. We are all Bantu. The whole Africa is Bantu. If you're a human black person, if you're a black person and you make sound from your mouth that creates language, you are a Bantu. But our language was not to speak. That is spell. We don't spell. But rather we make sound. We make sound. Our ethnic language is about sound, and it's very important that the sounds are correct, because when we make that sound, it affects the vibration of the universe, because the sound from you can actually affect the vibration of the universe. That's why we don't beg in Africa. We affirm.
And you know now, and you know why they took the artifacts? The artifacts, basically when you bring that sound, had the proof that it exists. So when you bring it out, it needs to echo on whatever. That's why we had the marks. That's why down here we're so confused, because if you look at our houses, all of it is surrounded by their artifacts, which is their sound. So yes, it is impacting. That's like our kryptonite. So again, the whole point is the DNA of the Bantu. That's what they're after. But it
very,
can
very
be
important.
So even when we create whatever we call artifacts, designs, like it needs to embed the sound, the symbolism, but because like they're scattered in so many layers.
Yes, because they introduce spell to affect our sound. So when our sound is affected, we no longer vibrate with the sound to the universe, because when the sound is not correct, it will not communicate with the universe. So actually, when you pray, indirectly when you pray, you're casting a spell on yourself.
So
that is why, yes, the spoken word in our language, we don't. There's no language in Africa that calls language or a spoken word. We call it sound. So that is why if you have ever had a grandmom, you met your grandmother, grandfather, they will tell you stop making sound when it's noisy. They don't call it stop shouting, stop doing. No, they say stop making sound. Yes, because the sound comes from the the M word of the all. The bird called all is very important in Kemet spirituality.
Someone is asking in the comment, what sound do we make to attain freedom to break that spell?
Pray in your local dialect, because that is where the sound are complete. Your local dialect. Yeah. And again, Daniel, you mentioned something about the alarm, the way it keeps us processing things. Yes, but normally we need to, before you mention that, we need to go back to the kind of education they are giving us. Now, the kind of education we are giving us is not to enlighten us, but rather remove us from the truth. Now, their education, that's why they teach you social studies, they teach you geography, they teach you language, English language. They teach you, in fact, most African countries, the English language is valued than our ethnic language.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yes. So now
Chinese now is coming as well.
Yes, they teach you Christian religious knowledge. They call it Christian religious studies. But there's a reason why they are pushing all that to you, because it's good to thrive in an ignorant person. When a group is ignorant, they can be thrived on. Now, our education is to keep us busy. The education is to keep us busy. When you graduate, you look for work. And when you get work, they keep you busy till you're old. They say you're old, they stop using you. It's not because you're old, it's actually you're weak to produce effort. So they abandon you. Yeah. So everything was generated, even our education. The only education supposed to be given to man is the education of himself. To understand the science of the universe and the science of self. And so the most vital.
I also feel to a degree a lot of even in the mainstream spiritual community as well, there's a lot of things that has been turned upside down. And to keep people further enslaved from their self, so creating this illusion that you can look to astrology. Just like what you said, astrology is in the body, it's inside of our body. So the creating astrology to look outside of yourself.
And Eva, you need to understand this, that all these things is miseducation, and there's a reason why. Yes, there's a reason why all these things is miseducation, and is a conscious knowing thing to publish all those things to us, because it's very scary when you see a black man with wisdom of himself.
That's true.
Down here, the like
it's the most dangerous person. I mean, I agree with that. I have experienced that as well. So that, and I've seen that a lot.
Divine Light Code 7, you said, I'm in America and a black woman. I'm trying to free myself and my kids. Thank you. Divine Light Code, the only thing you can do to free your kids is give them education of self. I was talking about the education still on that. The reason why they gave us geography is for this reason. The African map now is turned upside down.
Yes, upside down.
If you turn the African map the way it should be, you will notice that there is a track road from Egypt to Jordan, then from Jordan down to Israel, the place called Israel now. Now, yes, now they introduced the Red Sea. They said they crossed the Red Sea, but there is a short part that is trackable instead of stressing themselves into the Red Sea. So they can actually walk through that part and go down there, which means what they are trying to hide is African people was the first to travel all around the globe. The reason why we were the first to travel all around the globe is because the current of water from Africa flows down to America. So it's very easy to manipulate the current. They don't need to paddle. They just need to flow to America, from America to South America, from South America, North, and all those places down to Europe.
Yeah.
And then come down to Africa through the where they call the Middle Belt now. So if you look at the map of Africa, if you're using this map now to educate your children of Africa is wrong, you need to turn it to understand the hidden lies. And most of the place that was called doesn't exist. If you look at the 2,000 years ago map, you will not see Israel. Why? Because it was created. It was created by people who doesn't want us to know the truth, because it was created, as you said, is optic illusion, to create optic illusion. And this optic illusion, a lot of us don't understand where it is. They say the pineal gland is here, yes, but there is the eye that sees. The pineal gland doesn't see. It just controls your intuition. What actually sees is the optic thalamus that controls your illusion. When you are in illusion, your reality is lost. You will not be able to create manifestations. So it's important to be out of illusion and live by the moment. When you live by the moment, you get to see your reality and know that right now you are in hell and you need to create that heaven by yourself.
That's true. So, brother, originally I didn't say any of that, but just for the sake of identifying myself, this part of Africa comes from Nigeria as well, and
okay. I'm a Nigerian.
Yeah. So, are you from the east? Where are you? Where are you?
Yes,
from?
I am partly Delta and partly Abia. So my mom is from Delta State.
Wow.
Yes,
from
my
Delta
mom is from.
as well. Wow. So I need to check in with you in terms of, the deeper knowledge, spiritual knowledge of our forefathers as well, ancestors.
Yes.
I need to get into that, and particularly what you've been saying in regards to the ancient map and how it has been turned. I think a lot of things we need to actually relearn a lot of things, unlearn.
But first of all, I need to make something clear to you, because part of my calling is to say the truth. Because what I'm putting out is about Ordinana, the African spirituality before we were invaded. Because most African child know about the British colonialism, but none of them know about how it started. Because normally we have suffered 4 inventions, and that have affected our belief system very well. The kind of African spirituality you see today is different from what it was before.
Yeah, I agree.
So it is wrong to call upon your ancestors in the land of the one who have hurt them. Now again, if you live in the States, which is the United States, Now, if you want to call upon your ancestors, go to the land they were taken as slaves more, because their footprints is registered there. So you need the sand on your altar.
Yeah.
So packing the sand is like moving your ancestors into your altar.
Okay.
Now, somebody said the word freedom. Divine light. The word freedom does not mean you are free. Now, the word dome, as used in kingdom, means dome. Dome means in a particular, to cover up a particular place, a particular surrounding. So if you're using freedom to mean you are free, you have just been free in a surrounded dome.
Dome.
D-O-M-E.
It's the words, man. These words.
So you're free
when you
into
decode
dome.
them, you'll be scared.
Yes.
You just have to reverse them. You just have to reverse them every time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I would say, speak your language. If you don't know African language, learn it. You need to learn it. It's important because it creates a different vibration from the spell you're casting. That is why we don't cast a spell. We command.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes, we command. We don't pray.
Because for them, they just take words and make them similarities. That's what they look at. Because even like I said here, even our own DNA does fight because we start talking slang because we feel like we're not energizing with their current or influence, whatever English and so on. But then my people, they don't understand it because everything is being told. Because I notice every time when they capture the words that come from us, they end up putting them in the dictionary. Again, like you said, putting the spell down so that way they can continue partaking in our frequencies and whatnot. The way being harvested on all angles, basically. So
Yes. But there's a truth. There's a truth to it, because that is why they are taking the bodies of the pharaohs. Because when they take the body, if you look into dates, you will see that there was no sense. There was no sense before the taking of the pharaohs. So it was after the excavation of the pharaohs they had sense, because they needed those knowledge to be able to create the sense, because those herbs that were used to purify and mummify those bodies was important to them, so they can create those sense. That's why you don't have sense in the Bible.
The interesting one, I was watching one of our elders as well. She's called Dr. Mumbi.
Sorry, Daniel.
Oh, sorry. I think Daniel was talking. Daniel, are you still talking?
Yeah, but I think he went. Is this one still here?
Oh, okay. I think he's his internet connection maybe.
Yeah. Now there's a lady called Dr. Mumbi, one of our elders. She's like my spirit. She's been my spirit guide for so long. So she was just saying that when they opened the tombs, it just happened that as